Most people, even when they seem to have everything they ever wanted, still struggle to feel truly happy. They chase a bigger house, more money, a perfect partner, believing that once those dreams come true, the emptiness inside will finally disappear. But is that really how happiness works? Once upon a time, in a quiet village near a dense forest, three brothers lived together in a small cottage their late parents had left behind. Their names were Roshan, Sami, and Dami. The villagers respected them because they were honest, hardworking, and kind. Every morning, before the sun fully rose, the brothers would pick up their tools, walk into the forest, cut wood, and carry the heavy logs back to the village market to sell. They never cheated anyone on price, never argued loudly, and never took what didn't belong to them. Yet, no matter how faithfully they worked, a strange feeling followed them home each evening like a shadow that refused to leave. They had food, a roof, and each other. Still, their hearts felt hollow, as if something important was missing and they couldn't name it. One night, the wind was cold, and the three brothers sat close to the fire. The flames danced and cracked, casting warm light over their tired faces. Roshan stared into the coals for a long time, then finally spoke in a quiet voice. "What do you think the true purpose of life is?" he asked. Sami looked up, surprised by the question. Dami paused, listening. Roshan continued, almost as if he had been holding the thought inside for years. "I think I would finally be happy if I had a big, beautiful house. Not this cottage, something grand, something that would make me feel proud every time I opened the door." Sami nodded slowly, as if he understood exactly what Roshan meant. "For me," Sami said, "I want a huge farm with endless crops. If I had land that produced food all year round, we wouldn't have to struggle so much. We could stop carrying wood like beasts of burden every day." Dami smiled softly, younger and more dreamy than the other two. "I just want a loving wife," he said. "A beautiful woman who cares for me, who waits for me, who makes our home warm. If I had that kind of love, I think I could face anything." Their dreams were different, but the emptiness behind them was the same. Even with the essentials, they weren't satisfied. That night, they fell asleep with their wishes echoing in their minds, imagining a future where their hearts would finally feel full. A few days later, as they returned from the forest with bundles of wood on their backs, they saw an elderly man sitting by the roadside. His shoulders were bent, and his breathing looked heavy. Next to him sat a large basket filled to the top with apples so many that it seemed impossible for him to carry alone. Without hesitation, the brothers put their wood down and rushed to him. "Grandfather," Roshan said gently, "please let us help you. Can we carry your basket for you?" The old man looked up, his eyes tired but kind. He nodded, and a grateful smile lifted the corners of his mouth. "Thank you, my sons. These apples are from the forest. My home is not far, but my legs are old, and this basket feels heavier than it looks." In the process, very tax, the brothers took turns carrying the basket. It was far heavier than they expected, and the road stretched longer than it seemed from a distance. Their arms ached, their palms burned, and sweat rolled down their faces. Still, none of them complained. Instead, they encouraged each other, walking step by step, focusing only on getting the old man safely home. When they finally arrived at his small house, something unexpected happened. The brothers felt peaceful. Not the loud excitement of getting what you want, but a quiet warmth that settled gently in the chest, like a calm breath after a storm. The old man invited them inside. His home was simple, but clean. He offered them water and spoke with deep sincerity. "I will not forget your kindness," he said. "You three are hardworking and sincere. Qualities like that open doors in life. Tell me, what is your biggest wish?" At first, the brothers hesitated, unsure whether to share such personal hopes. But the old man's gentle expression made it easy to be honest. Roshan spoke about his dream house. Sami described his desire for a vast farm. Dami shyly admitted he longed for a loving wife. The old man listened carefully, as if each dream mattered. After a moment, he nodded and said, "Your wishes are not impossible. In fact, I know someone who can help you. There is a wealthy businessman in the neighboring town. He is looking for honest men with strong backs and clean hearts. If you work hard for him, he will reward you. And those rewards may lead you to the life you desire." The brothers felt hope spark inside them like a match-catching flame. They thanked the old man and soon after traveled to the neighboring town. The businessman did indeed need reliable workers, and the brothers quickly proved themselves. Roshan, sharp-eyed and thoughtful, helped manage the businessman's affairs. He learned how money moved, how people negotiated, and how opportunities appeared for those who paid attention. Over time, he saved enough to build a grand house larger than he had ever imagined, with tall doors and wide rooms. Sami, skilled with land and patient with labor, impressed a local landlord. Seeing Sami's dedication, the landlord offered him fertile farmland. Sami planted crops, expanded his fields, and soon had more harvest than he could have dreamed of back in the village. As for Dami, his kindness and respectful nature caught the attention of the businessman's daughter. She admired how gently he spoke, how he helped others without expecting praise. Their friendship grew into love, and eventually they married. Dami felt like life had finally smiled on him. For a while, everything seemed perfect. The brothers celebrated their victories and believed the emptiness had finally been defeated. People congratulated them, admired them, even envied them. They had what they once thought was the answer. But time has a way of revealing what excitement hides. About a year later, Roshan began to feel lonely in his big house. The rooms were wide, but the silence inside them felt even wider. Servants handled everything, yet he felt disconnected from everyone. The mansion looked impressive, but it didn't feel alive. At night, Roshan would sit alone, wondering why a dream that once looked so bright now felt so cold. Sami, surrounded by endless land, started to feel trapped by responsibility. He worried constantly about pests, storms, droughts, and disease. The farm that once symbolized freedom became a source of stress. He slept poorly, waking in the dark to check on things that weren't even happening. His mind never rested. And Dami, to his shock, realized that love also requires care. Over time, he stopped appreciating his wife's presence. Her beauty became normal to him, and her small complaints irritated him. The warmth between them faded little by little, not because love disappeared suddenly, but because gratitude slowly vanished. Once again, the three brothers felt that same emptiness, perhaps even stronger now because they couldn't understand it. They had achieved everything they wished for, so why were they still unhappy? On a cold winter day, they decided to return to the old man. After searching for a long time, they found his small house again. He was sitting by the fire, warming his hands, his face peaceful as ever. Roshan stepped forward and bowed his head. "Grandfather," he said, "we need your help again. Our wishes came true, but we are still not happy." The old man looked at them kindly, as if he had expected this visit. He smiled gently and said, "My sons, true happiness does not come from what you have. It comes from being grateful for what you already have." The brothers fell silent. The old man continued, "You received blessings, but you forgot to appreciate them. Without gratitude, every joy becomes temporary. You will always think the next thing will complete you, and when you get it, you will still feel empty. Gratitude is the key. If you learn to value what is in your hands today, happiness will grow naturally." His words were simple, but they struck deeply, like rain falling on dry soil. The brothers returned home with new eyes. Roshan stopped treating his house like a trophy and began treating it like a home. He invited people in, shared meals, and filled the rooms with laughter instead of pride. Sami learned to be thankful for each harvest, focusing on progress instead of fear, and accepting that life will always include some uncertainty. Dami began noticing the small ways his wife cared for him, and he chose to respond with patience and love instead of irritation. And slowly, something changed. Not their possessions, but their hearts. They finally understood the secret they had been missing all along. Happiness is not found in material things, and it doesn't stay where gratitude is absent. But when you appreciate what you already have, your home, your work, your loved ones, and even the ordinary moments, happiness stops feeling like a distant goal and starts feeling like a companion walking beside you.